I don't know what's wrong with me. It seems the more snow and ice that the wind blows into my face, the better I feel. It's only when I'm out there with a camera and a storm darkening the sky that I am sure I'm at the right place in the world. Photographing the coldest place on earth may not be everybody's dream job. Personally, I haven't really thought too much about it. I've been a freelance photographer ever since I turned 18 and have never considered the alternative of a warm office and a comfortable monthly salary. Over the last few years, I have spent many sleepless nights in solitude, in wild Greenlandic fjords, frozen Laplandic mountains, and windy Norwegian islands. Sometimes I don't see another person for more than a month. After experiencing my tripod freezing in almost every season in the Arctic, I was invited to take a new challenge. When the guys from Hasselblad asked if I could suggest a remote Arctic location with tough weather conditions to test their cameras, it didn't take me long to be booked on a plane to photograph the Norwegian island of Boskenes during the polar night. I knew I was letting myself in for a pretty tough adventure. In December, there is no sunrise or sunset in the Arctic, no golden hour to console the photographer, just a couple of hours of dusk and freezing winds. But that was exactly why I wanted to go there at that time of the year. It can take months to get ready for my trips. Running, jumping and hiking are just a small part of my preparation. Having a background competing in long distance races has helped me a great deal. Injuries, rain, cold mornings and mud are simply a part of the daily routine. Traveling takes up a significant amount of my time. Reaching Boskenes Island from my home in England can take at least 2 or 3 days, traveling by train, plane, ships, and even several fishing boats. However, the long hours spent at airports and sat on planes can in fact be the best time to get into the right mindset for the change that I will have to overcome. After a long journey, the boat finally leaves me in an old fishing village. There is no one here at this time of the year, just me and my thoughts mixing with the cold winds. To my surprise, and a rather unpleasant one, there is no snow. If you arrive in the Arctic with no sunlight and no snow, it does present quite an obstacle for a photographer. Yet, this goes with the territory, an occupational hazard. So you just have to continue working on your shots. I hike my way up a mountain ridge and look for places to set up my tripod, although for most of the time it's just gazing hopefully into the dark. Slowly, I submerge into the Arctic landscape. I don't really think much about the shots. I just let myself feel them, keeping my eyes open all the time. It's very easy to allow myself to become depressed during the polar night. We are all children of the sun and we need it on a daily basis. To cope with the dark, my strategy is fairly simple. Plenty of good food, plenty of sleep, and ensuring to keep myself occupied with shooting almost all the time that I am awake. On the 5th day, despite the hopeless weather forecasts, the snow has finally arrived. There is a brand new world emerging from the dusk in front of my eyes. The boat is speeding along, and I'm looking around me, thinking of that magic landscape that I often call home. I first came here long before this place was well known by travelers. I was 22 and completely broke, but I spent 2 months here, fishing for my meals and sleeping on distant beaches, watching the seals and dolphins playing in the ocean. Ever since that first trip, I have not been able to stop myself from returning, and have been coming back twice every year. Now it's dark and very cold, the beginning of the polar night. The place is deserted, no tourists, no photographers, and even many of the locals leave at this time of the year. Unless you're a photographer at work, the chances are you wouldn't be here now. Such is the depressing nature of the Arctic winter. Compared to complaining about being a bit chilly back home, out here in the Arctic cold and darkness, I'm just going for the shot. I don't think, don't complain. It's that simple, just go. I'm very familiar with the places on the island where I'm going to be shooting at, but I scarcely ever know what I will actually shoot when I get there. It's a collaboration with nature, and she's the most unpredictable partner in crime. A day before my ship departs back to the mainland, an old friend has invited me to go fishing with him in Moskenestraumen, the strongest ocean stream on Earth. It is here that Captain Nemo's submarine infamously perished. We are going on a 12-hour sailing trip around the island. The boat is easily tossed by the waves like a toy. I rather regret asking my friend, Roger, how old the boat is. It's 50 years old, Vlad. Most boats of this type have already sunk. 12 hours of bad sea sickness later, and still holding a plastic bag in my hands, I'm walking out to the wild and beautiful northern coast of Moskenes and having a truly wonderful trip. It's my last evening in the Arctic. I have completed my work and almost done packing when the northern lights finally arrive and start their amazing dance in the sky. Only then I knew I could go home and celebrate Christmas, thinking of the next time I will be freezing on a boat, heading to a distant shore, doing what I love to do.